Hello everyone and welcome to my monthly Blu Ray haul of February. This is everything that I got delivered because obviously I couldn't go out to get anything from February. I have also included stuff, there's two that came today, but because I ordered it last Thursday, I'm counting it as February because I did order it in February. So this is everything that I have ordered in February, and I've watched most of them since, but I've been slowing down my letterbox reviews. I might start them back up, so some of them my thoughts may not be on there. So if you want to know my thoughts on some of these films, even if I will say if I have or haven't seen them, but let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm just gonna get straight on. So first up, I got The Girl on the Train. I do remember trying to watch this when it first came out, which was 2016, but I didn't enjoy it. So I think about 2 years ago I tried watching it again, and I actually liked it quite a bit. I have got the book, but I haven't read it yet. I will read the book. I believe the book, I may be wrong, but the book may be set in England, whereas this is America. I could be wrong, but they do sometimes do that with books to film. Uh, but Emily Blunt is good in this. It's got a good twist. Good. It's just a good thriller, crime thriller, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I believe Tate Taylor. I believe he did The Help. I believe, which is also a great film. I have got that on DVD, but I will get that on Blu-ray at some point. But yeah, The Girl on the Train, great film. Would recommend it. Next up is Southpaw. Now this is in my top 20 films of all time. I watched this for the first time just after I got it at the start of February. Mainly because I was getting some more Jake Gyllenhaal films, because I think he's the best actor out there. He can do anything he wants to. And this is, to me, his best performance. I've got another one coming up, and he did the next one coming up like I think it came out about 6 months before this one, and the roles between the two films were so different. He's like a completely different person, which is exactly what you're looking for in a good actor. So yeah, but this is just a great story. Obviously, it's a boxing film, but it's not completely about boxing. But it's obviously director of Training Day, Antoine Fuqua, also done I think he did both the Equalizer films. But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's great in this. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend watching it because it is a great film. Southpaw. Next up, I got Straight Outta Compton. So I watched this for the first time last summer. Um, Before, I wasn't really too interested in it, but I was told it was a really good film and one that I should definitely watch because obviously I love films. So I did, and this is fantastic. I was going to do a top 50 video, but it was going to take too long. If later down the road I might do a live stream, do a first live stream and go through my top 50s. If anyone's interested in that, well, you can let me know down below. But this literally just cracked my top 50. I mean, my top 50 is very flexible. I could change any of them because they're all fantastic 4 or 5 star films. But this was 50 on my list, and I just think this is great. Obviously, the story of NWA's rise to fame, and specifically Ice Cube, who is played by his real son, O'Shea Jackson. Is it Jr.? I don't know if it says here. Yeah, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already seen it. This has also got the director's cut, which I haven't seen yet, which I would definitely be checking out. I think it's 20 minutes difference. Yeah, 20 minutes difference. So there's obviously a bit more footage, but it's a very good story. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're interested in like biopics and stuff. Next up is another Jake Gyllenhaal one, which was the one that I was talking about, came out 6 months before Southpaw, and that is Nightcrawler. In my opinion, his second best performance. It's close with Southpaw, but I think this film isn't as good as Southpaw, but his performance is almost as good. Obviously, it's about a man that he's basically a bit of a loner. He's not got a job. He's looking for a job. He'll do anything. And then one day he comes across an accident, like a scene of an accident, and these men get out of this van and start filming the accident. And then that gives him the idea to start filming accidents and then selling off the footage to news networks. And so he does this, but after a while, he starts getting more and more risky, and then he gets involved in something that gets him in trouble, and he just goes further and further down the rabbit hole, as you say. Uh, yeah, Riz Ahmed's in this as well. He's quite good in this. I mean, not obviously not his best performance. It's only a supporting role, I would say, but nevertheless, he's still good in this. Jake Gyllenhaal, I've already said, is also great in this. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend checking it out because it is a really good thriller. Next up, you can see a pattern here. This is the last one, though. Another Jake Gyllenhaal film, the last one I got, Prisoners. This is more, I would say, Hugh Jackman film than Jake Gyllenhaal, because I'd say Hugh Jackman has the lead just a bit over Jake Gyllenhaal, even though obviously they probably are both classed as leads. But I think in this film particularly, Hugh Jackman gives a better performance, if not outside of Wolverine, one of his best performances. Obviously, this was Denis Villeneuve, and it's obviously about I think it's two little girls from two different families that go missing. They get abducted, and obviously Jake Gyllenhaal plays the detective. I think it's Detective Loki. Yeah, Detective Loki, and Hugh Jackman plays the father of one of the children who goes out like like a vigilante sort of thing. Goes out on his own to try and find out what happened to his daughter and his friend's daughter. And yeah, it's just really good. It's really good story. The writing's excellent in this, as is the acting. I mean, you couldn't have chose any better actors if you could. I mean, you've got obviously Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, it does say on the front, Viola Davis, Maria Bello, Terrence Howard, Melissa Leo, Paul Dano. Almost all are Oscar winners, almost all of them. So yeah, great film, great thriller. Definitely would recommend if you haven't seen this, or if you like Denis Villeneuve's other films like Blade Runner 2049, or if you want to watch the upcoming Dune and you want to see more of his filmography. This is probably, for me, his best one. But I haven't seen Arrival yet, and I have heard that's good. But I will check out at some point. So yeah, that's Prisoners. Next up is one that I didn't care for. I think I did a review for this on Letterboxd, but I don't might be wrong. But 310 to Yuma. Obviously this is directed by James Mangold, and I'd heard quite good things about this going into it, and obviously I had hope because it's obviously James Mangold, and he's given us many good films. But when I watched this, I thought it was a bit boring, quite slow. I liked the acting. I thought the acting was good, but I thought it was a bit too long and a bit too dragged out for me. But I can appreciate why other people really like it. But there are other westerns I would choose to watch over this, such as Unforgiven or Wyatt Earp, which are two of my favourite westerns. But yeah, I may watch this again later down the line, but I'd picked it up because I'd heard, obviously, as I said, I'd heard good things, so I wanted to watch it. And I believe it has literally just come on Netflix maybe yesterday, but I'd already got it. So if I hadn't had got it like now, I'd have probably just watched it on Netflix, and that would have saved me a bit of money. But hey ho, may watch it at some point again. But yeah, 310 to Yuma. Next up are two fantastic films that I'd heard so many good things about, but I'd never really been that interested in watching it until now, until recently. So first off, I bought the first one, which some people say that it's slightly less as good as the sequel. I would say that. I'm one of those, but then some people say that's outrageous and the first one's definitely better than the second one. Very split, I would say, but I personally prefer the second one just a little bit over the first one, and that is Trainspotting. For some reason, I don't know if this is because this is an older release of it, but I don't like that it's sideways. I don't know why they chose to do that. It's a bit of a stupid decision, but anyway, yeah, obviously, I think this is Danny Boyle's second film. He obviously did Shallow Grave, which I also want to watch. I've heard it's on YouTube, and I've heard it's quite a good film, so I'll get around to watching that at some point. But obviously, this is about four friends in the 90s in Scotland that are basically heroin addicts. Well, not all of them are heroin addicts, but one of them doesn't touch drugs, I don't think, and the others do. And obviously, Ewan McGregor he like narrates the story, and he's you follow him for all of the film, so he is more of a main character, although they are all central characters. But yeah, this is obviously a classic, and I would definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already. And then obviously I said I also got the sequel, T2 Trainspotting, which I didn't know how they were going to do it, but they managed to recapture the original, and somehow this was better. Because they still have the same chemistry, and although this is more about obviously where they are 20 years later and what has happened since then, obviously they all come back together, and it's just a good film. Obviously, as I've said, the acting is great from all of the main characters. You have got, I mean, Kelly MacDonald's in it for about 2 minutes in the middle of the film, which is a bit of a shame, but most of the characters from the original, like James Cosmo as well, he's only in it for about 5 minutes. They just pop up here and then, which is nice, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of them, because I did like the characters in the original film. But anyway, this is definitely, probably, may just crack my top 20, but definitely would crack my top 50. But it is a fantastic film, and I would definitely recommend checking this out after the first one if you enjoyed the first one. Next up, we have a David Fincher film I have not yet seen, and that is The Girl, is it Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Obviously, this is the English language remake with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara. I've heard this is quite a good film. The reason I got this wasn't because of David Fincher, it's because just before I ordered this, Christopher Plummer obviously passed away earlier last month. So I thought, because I haven't, the only films that I have in my collection that came to mind that I own with him in is obviously Knives Out and Sound of Music. So I wanted to get a few more. I mean, I only got this one at the moment, but I will get a few more at some point because he is a great actor. But yeah, I've heard this isn't as good as the original, I think is Swedish ones, but I'm not a massive fan of foreign language films. I would rather watch this one, and if I like the story for this one, then I may go and watch the foreign language ones. But I've heard they're quite long as well. I know this is like almost 3 hours, but still, it's only one compared to the other three films. So, and I do like Daniel Craig, so yeah, I will be checking this out soon. But yeah, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I think we're about halfway there. Sorry that I go on a bit. Feel free to skip just to see what I've got, and if you don't want to hear me going on about the films. But yeah, next I got 500 Days of Summer. Again, may crack my top 20. It's just almost a perfect film. Obviously, it's not, I wouldn't say it is kind of a romance film, but as the tagline says, this is not a love story, it's a story about love, which it is. And I just think Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel were fantastic in this. It's just a really good film, really entertaining, really watchable, which is obviously what you want in this type of film. And it's not too long. It's just over an hour and a half, 91 minutes. So yeah, if you like this type of film, I would definitely recommend checking it out because it is very enjoyable, and it also has a really good soundtrack. So yeah, that's 500 Days of Summer. Next up, I wanted to expand my Tarantino collection because I think before this I had three of his films. So I had Pulp Fiction, I had The Hateful Eight, and I had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I wanted to get almost all of them. So I think after these, there's technically three more, but I'm not going to get Death Proof. I just want the other two, which are two of his first ones. But so I've got Kill Bill Volume 1, which I have watched, and I thought was okay. Didn't think it was as good as some of his other films. I would put it in the bottom of the list. I thought the action was good, but I thought it was quite slow, and I think it's dragged out quite a bit. I think this could have probably been one film. I'm not rushing to watch the second one because, as I said, I didn't enjoy it that much, but I have also got the second one. I will watch it at some point because obviously I want to see what happens, but I really do think that I know Quentin Tarantino wanted it to be one film. Whether he would have made it like 3 or 4 hours, I don't know, or whether I think personally he could have put both of these films together and made them a 2 hour film, whereas having them 2 hours separately and condensed the story, and it would have probably been better. But anyway, yeah, Kill Bill Volume 2, I will get around to watching at some point. And then these two are some of my favourites. I think this one's my third favourite, and that's Inglourious Basterds. The opening scene in this is fantastic. It just shows how good of an actor Christoph Waltz really is. Obviously, Brad Pitt, also great in this. I just love these sorts of films. I love war films, and I love the newer ones that are really good. So like this, I haven't seen Valkyrie, but I do want to watch it. Obviously 1917. I also want to watch Fury. You got Saving Private Ryan, great war film. But yeah, this is also great. From this film onwards, I believe he started to do quite long films. So most of his films after this were like 2.5 hours plus. This is just over 2.5 hours. But you don't, if you enjoy his films, you won't feel the 2.5 hours. It won't drag, and this really didn't drag for me, and I really did enjoy it when I watched it. I think I watched it about 2 years ago, so I will rewatch this again in the near future. But yeah, that's Inglourious Basterds. And the final Tarantino film that I decided to get, I will be getting two more as I say, is my favourite of his, and that's Django Unchained. This may be my favourite because it's a western, and I love westerns, especially newer ones like post 1990. I mean, obviously there are a lot of classics, but I just connect more with the more modern ones. Jamie Foxx, perfect casting in this. Fantastic film. DiCaprio's good in this. Again, you have Christoph Waltz in this, who is also fantastic. Tarantino's writing for this film is excellent. You've also got Samuel L. Jackson, who I think is really good in this as well. But he is good in most of the stuff that he does. If you haven't seen this, I would definitely check it out, especially if you enjoy westerns or Tarantino. I would put this at the top of your Tarantino watch list, because obviously you don't have to really go in order. But yeah, fantastic film, Django Unchained. And we're getting to the end now, so I wanted to get a TV series to get into, and I blind bought this. It's a HBO show. I've seen the first series, and I'm almost halfway through the second series now. It lasted for 3 series, and it is now, after seeing the first series, my favourite television series. Mainly because of the writing, and that is The Newsroom. This is series 1. The writing by Aaron Sorkin in this is fantastic. It just shows how good of a writer he is. Also the acting, the choices for act. Obviously you've got Jeff Daniels, Emily Mortimer, Dev Patel's in this, Sam Waterston, Jane Fonda is in and out of it. But yeah, this is just, I cannot praise this enough. It is a fantastic show. It's a shame that I've only just found out about it, and that I didn't watch it when it was back on, but I probably wouldn't have appreciated it as much back then because I would have been quite young. So but if you haven't seen this and you're interested, if you have Sky, I believe you can get all 3 series in Sky box sets, if you have Sky box sets, that is. If not, this was only about £2.50 on Music Magpie on eBay for the Blu-ray, and then the other 2 series, the second series, I got the DVD because I didn't see the point at the moment, because I'm just watching it once. I thought I might as well just get the DVD, watch that, and if I enjoy it, which I am, at some point I'll get them all on Blu-ray together. So I got that, and then the third one, I couldn't find an English DVD at all for it that was under £10, but I did manage to find an Australian import. I mean, there's only 6 episodes in the last series, but yeah, this is an Australian import that I managed to get. Obviously it wasn't actually imported, it was an English seller had obviously imported it and was selling this for just over £3, I think, which is good. So yeah, I'll get onto that at some point. But yeah, as I've said, definitely check out the Newsroom if you haven't already. It is a fantastic show. And then the last 2 things which have come today, but I am counting in this because I ordered them in February, are Waterworld, which is Kevin Costner, who is one of my favourite actors. And I've not seen this yet, so I've heard very mixed things about it. Some people say that it's really good, and some people say that it's quite boring because of obviously the subject matter. But I'm looking forward to watching this. I got this really cheap. Got this just over £3, and it can be quite expensive. I may later down the road get this on 4K if I enjoy it, but I'm not a massive collector of 4K because it is just quite expensive, and to me I don't notice the difference much, so I don't really see the point. If I can get it on Blu-ray cheap, I'll get it on Blu-ray cheap, and maybe one day down the line I will get more films on 4K. But yeah, that's Waterworld. I'm looking forward to checking out another film. This was one of the last films in my Nolan collection that I haven't watched and haven't got, and that's The Prestige. I have still got to get Memento, but the price keeps going up and down on that, so as soon as I see a good price for it, I will get it. I've seen Insomnia, but I'm not going to bother getting that because it's only on DVD, and I'm not too interested in his first one following because apparently it's not very good. But yeah, so this is the main one that I wanted to get. It was quite cheap, £2.50. So I know it's on Netflix, but I wanted to almost complete my Nolan collection because I have almost got them all. I still need to get the Dark Knight films on Blu-ray. But yeah, this has actually got David Bowie in it as well. So I am looking forward to watching this at some point. I may watch this afternoon if I have time. But yeah, The Prestige. Let me know what it's like in the comments. What do you think of it if you've seen it? Is it worth checking out? And that is everything for the month of February. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a bit long, but I do like to try and get my point across as to why I have bought these films and what I think of these films if I have seen them, and series in the case of this haul. If you have any of them or you're interested in any of them, let me know down in the comments below. Also let me know in the comments what sorts of videos you would like to see from me. Would you like to see me do a live stream? If anyone is interested in doing a live stream with me, let me know, either in the comments or over on my Instagram page. I can't remember my Instagram name. I don't use it very often. I only use it to look through other people's stuff. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.